Good morning, folks. It is currently 8:07 a.m. in the morning. It is October 26th. Supposed to have a Halloween party today at the house. You know, we usually do that every year. This month, this is for a month now. I mean, it started at the end of September. So over the course of when you're talking about days, over the course of a month now, we're here at the end of October. We've had nothing but bad luck, like a string of it. Like my daughter, she aged out of her program. You know, she has autism, and we figured we'd get the rest of the year, since she's still 18 technically until February of next year. We thought, we'd get at least, the rest of this year through the holiday season, but not 2 weeks before September ends. You're done. You're finished. See you later. Goodbye. So, that kind of, drastically changed, our routine and the way the way we do things, the way we operate a little bit, so that story. And then a hurricane came. Hurricane Helene put us without power for about 10 days. I had a backup generator, so we lived pretty comfortable through it, compared to some. I was told a long time ago I was crazy for getting a generator that would run the whole house. That's unnecessary. You don't need it, but a lot of people were eating those words while that event went on. But it tested me. It tested us, because the tank we got was just about to run out. 10 days. 10 whole days of that generator constantly, non-stop running. It was literally at like 3%, capacity in that propane tank that we've got outside, that runs the thing. It runs on propane. So we're at 3% capacity after those 10 days. We were on the edge, gritting our teeth. Any minute we were about to run out of power. Even, that we were prepared more than most. And we had called the propane company, and they took their sweet time getting out there. In fact, last week, they finally got around to coming and refilling it up. I seen a neighbor that has a similar setup generator to mine using a different company who got to him and filled him up a lot faster. I'm thinking about switching companies. I did not have a good experience with that Suburban propane that does ours. Not a good experience at all. And so it pushed the generator to its limits. Now it even put it into its first routine maintenance phase that they got to come out and check on it and do things like that. It put it into its maintenance lights, right there all at the last minute. I mean, jeez. Talk about testing you to the max. And then, after all of that, finally getting power back, because we were without internet for a little while there too, for a good little while through that. And then after all that, I caught the flu. Some kind of flu, some kind of sickness. It was terrible. It was on me, and it was on me bad. And that lasted about a week and a half. And now it's going through the family. The flu that I had is going through the family. It got Tracy next after me, and it wound up hospitalizing him with double pneumonia, and he had fluid in each of his lungs. So we just now got him back home, and now we're nursing my wife, she hadn't been feeling well this week, so we decided to call all of the Halloween stuff off for today. And on top of that, I was doing good. I was doing diet. I was dropping weight like crazy until, the situation with my daughter. I threw my hands up, and I done been through so much tragedy now that I'm kind of used to it. kind of used to it. And my mother, she's got the Alzheimer's. She's in those final stages now. She's don't eat very much anymore, and is basically living off Boost and Ensure. She's still in good spirits, knows who we are, talks with us, cuts up, has a good time the best she can. A lot of stuff she repeats and stuff, the way you would expect someone with her condition to do. But we just make the best of it and answer the same questions over and over again. Have a good time with it. We won't have her long. So that could be any day. That could be a loss. In the family. We're all expecting it and prepared. For it. I mean, what else can you do? You sure can't stop it. You can't reverse it. You can't control what's happening. But I have got to get myself back together here. I mean, I got to start doing something, to get back in the mindset of weight loss. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the intermittent fasting, like I started this channel. When I started out on this channel, that's what I started out with, and my motto was intermittent fasting: eat whatever the heck you want. Just you do it within a certain time period of the day, and I'm going to start simply with that. I'm not even going to get a scale weight today. It's not because I'm afraid of getting a scale weight. It's just that I'm afraid that once I do, I will be competing with the numbers on that scale. And now what I want to do instead is get the 16-8 regimen in place without getting on the scale this time. I have made a vow, like I say, it's October the 26th. From now until January 1st, I'm not going to touch a scale. I'm going to see what I weigh on January 1st. I'm going on a 9 to 5 schedule, the original, like I started out originally on this channel. The only difference is when I started out, I did get a scale weight on January 1st of 2022. My very first video on the channel, and wound up losing 80 pounds in that year. I want to kind of do something similar to that, but I want to get, I want to get this thing going, because this is how I want to live out at least the rest of my life. I ain't worried about no kind of specific diet or my weight and what I weigh at this point right now. And if you think you have to have a number in your head, just remember, before we get to January 1st, my high for this year has been 330. I've done weigh-ins in the past few months. I mean, you can go back and look at some of those videos if you want. My high has been 330. My low has been 311. So I'm not going to focus on calories or any of that stuff. Just the 16-8. It's probably going to be more like 1 and 2 meals a day, depending on how I feel for the day. It's either going to be 1 large meal or 2 decent-sized meals. From now until January 1st, and we'll see what the scale says on that day, and then we might start looking into a little bit more extreme methods of weight loss. But we'll have long to go before the year ends, and I always let myself go on the holidays, and just didn't pay attention, not even to the 16-8. So I want to put that rule in place, and even through the holidays and stuff, be able to, at least follow that one simple thing all the time, no matter what. Yeah, it's early in the morning. I'm just got things on my mind. I mean, like I said, I'm tired of the tragedy. I need a victory, and I will take the small ones right now, and just being able to get a 16-8 in place and start doing that between now and the end of the year. That's what I'm going to do. So if you see me eating my Big Macs or my gas station food or whatever the case may be, just know it's going to be on that 9 to 5 schedule. And Big Country, my buddy who comes up, they were supposed to come up today for the Halloween party, and I had to, tell them yesterday at the last minute, we just decided not to do it. And even if we weren't got sickness going through the house, we just weren't prepared for it after all of this. The grass needs cutting. We didn't have none of the party food prepared and ready for it like we normally would. We'd have had to try to do all that and within a 2-day time span, and it just couldn't get it done. Just couldn't get it done this year. But we are gonna have a makeup event sometime in the next few weeks. Might not be Halloween themed, but yeah, we'll get together and do something. And even that, I'm gonna stuff like that. I'm gonna make it revolved around intermittent fasting, the 16-8. At least follow those rules. 16 hours of fasting every day is what I plan on focusing on right now, starting today. But I like to do these update videos every so often, and yeah, like I say, it's early in the morning. Just got up, went to Burger King, got my daughter some hash browns because she requested some, and got me a large black coffee. No cream, no sugar, none of that stuff. Coffee is something, that I use when I'm doing 16-8 and weight loss. And I think coffee is a big contributor to any weight loss regimen I've ever been on. And you see other dieters and stuff doing it too. But we'll talk about all that stuff as we go along in the future. But yeah, today on a whim, I need some victory. I need some victory by the end of the year. And this small thing, just doing the 16-8, I think that right there will go a long way to making me feel better about things. And yeah, I'm not going to focus on anything but that from now to the rest of the year. And if we're going to do anything a little more extreme, we'll talk about that on January 1st. But right now, I think this is a good big step in the right direction. All right, folks, that's all I have for this one. So until the next one, you folks have a good one.